Welcome to The Explainer. You know, in the next few minutes, we're going to completely change the way you use TallyPrime. Seriously. Forget the mouse. We're about to show you how to make this powerful accounting software feel like a true extension of your own thoughts.
So let's just start with a feeling we all know, right? That frustration, that slow manual navigation through software. You know the drill. Click, wait, click again, wait some more. It's not just a drag on your productivity, it totally breaks your focus.
But what if you could just break free from all of that? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty powerful promise that by mastering just a few key commands, you can make your entire accounting workflow in TallyPrime ridiculously faster. Look, this isn't just about shaving off a few seconds here and there. It's about fundamentally changing how you work. It's about moving away from that slow hunt and peck with the mouse and putting the full power of Tally right at your fingertips. We're about to unlock the essential keys that will turn you from just a regular Tally user into an absolute power user. You gotta start thinking of your keyboard not just for typing, but as your central command center for everything. All right. Every journey to mastery has to start with the basics. And in TallyPrime, that means getting effortless control over your environment. You know, seamlessly switching between companies, zipping through screens, and saving your work without a second thought. These are the very first commands you want to lock down. They really form the foundation for everything else we're going to cover, giving you this fluid control over the entire application from the second you open it. With just these few keys, you have total command. Need to jump into a different company's books? Boom, Alt F3. Feeling lost in some deep report? Alt G is like your magic wand. It lets you go anywhere instantly. And my personal favorite, Ctrl+A, is the universal, yes, I'm done, save it key. Use it all the time. To get around, Escape takes you back one step. And when you're all done, Alt F4 closes the whole program. See? No mouse needed. Okay, so we've got navigation under our belts. Let's build on that. We're now moving into the absolute heart of daily accounting, creating and managing vouchers. This is where speed really starts to matter. This is honestly where you are going to see the biggest and most immediate time savings. Mastering these next few shortcuts can turn what was repetitive data entry into a process that's rapid, streamlined, and almost automatic. So, how many super complex commands do you need to learn to handle this core workload? Well, you might be surprised. It really all comes down to just 8. With these 8 core function keys, you can instantly call up pretty much every voucher type you're ever going to need.
And just look how simple and logical this is. F5 for a payment, F6 for a receipt. Making a sale? You just hit F8. Recording a new purchase? F9. It becomes a direct logical flow. You're not searching through menus anymore, you're just hitting the key for the exact action you want to take. And that same logic, it extends to the slightly more complex stuff too. The function keys can be modified. So to handle returns, you just add the Alt key. Alt plus F5. That gets you a debit note for when a customer returns goods to you. Alt plus F6 creates a credit note for goods that you return to a supplier. It's simple, it's intuitive, and it is unbelievably fast. So we've mastered lightning-fast data entry. But, you know, fast entry doesn't mean much without fast analysis. The real power comes from being able to pull up your key financial reports in a flash.
This right here, this is the ultimate payoff. Using shortcuts to get immediate answers to your most critical financial questions. Imagine thinking, how do we do this month? Or what's our financial position right now? And then getting that answer with a single keystroke. So instead of digging through menus, just hit Ctrl+P for your profit and loss. Need the balance sheet? That's Ctrl+B. Want to review everything that happened today? Ctrl+R brings up the daybook. And you want to know the best part? Once you're in a report, Alt plus F1 or Alt plus F5 instantly toggles between the detailed and condensed views. This is financial analysis on demand.
Okay, so you have the keys to unlock all this speed in Tally. But how do you make these shortcuts a permanent part of your skill set? I mean, this isn't about memorization. It's about building a powerful habit.
Here is your actionable game plan to get to mastery. First, just practice every single day. Then focus on the shortcuts for the things you do most, like creating sales vouchers. For the first week or so, maybe keep a little cheat sheet on your desk. As you get comfortable, you can even explore personalizing some keys. And before you know it, you'll be discovering more advanced shortcuts all on your own.
Just remember, the end goal isn't really to memorize a bunch of commands. It's to integrate them so deeply that you don't even have to think about them. They become pure muscle memory. And that frees up your mind to focus on what actually matters, the story that the numbers are telling you. We've laid out the entire path for you to become faster, more efficient, and way more powerful in TallyPrime. That power is literally at your fingertips now. The only question left is the one right here. You have the keys. What will you unlock first?